For most of its history, Texas has been a scattered collection of rural towns connected by farm roads. But as urban cities explode, what was once open pasture land is now part of ever-expanding suburbia. The trick for the towns on the edge is changing, but holding on to their own culture, flavor, and independent spirit. Today's destination does that with its own Texas style.
I claim this hill in the name of liberty, and I shall call it Liberty Hill.
Did you just come up with that?
That's right. It takes clever guys like me to create countries and liberty and freedom and spread it all around. I just did that.
This episode was made for y'all with the help of our awesome partners. Check the caption for more info. About 30 miles northwest of Austin, you'll find Liberty Hill, Texas. Oddly enough, I can't find the hill, but there's plenty of liberty. Welcome to Liberty Hill. Since its founding, like back in the mid-1800s, it's been sort of a small country town far away from the city. The change recently is that the city of Austin is very quickly moving to the country. But Liberty Hill just goes to show you that you can take a country town and put it in the city, but you can never take the country out of it. In the 90s, the population was 300 people. Today, this area is probably gaining 300 people a week. But if you step into downtown, you'll find the small town spirit and some businesses that haven't changed much in generations. And that is our lunch stop, Parker's Corner Market. And this is longtime GM Kevin Cottle. I love this place because it's like a flashback. It's a step back in time, man. The small town grocery store.
Oh yes, this place has been around for 100 years. It's actually been the staple grocery store for Liberty Hill. We got produce, we got your dry goods, we got the best meat.
This is the only place you could get groceries if you didn't want to go to the big city, right?
Oh yeah.
To this day, Parker's has a dedicated customer base. And I don't blame them, especially with a meat counter like this. I mean, this is like old school butcher, I love it.
Oh yeah, so we got fresh salads. We make them, pretty much every day. Then we got our meats that we cut ourselves. We grind it all ourselves.
So you can actually get to know your butcher?
You can tell him, you can even ask him, hey, can I get, a 3-inch cut? And he goes, yeah, sure, let me get that for you.
Knowing your butcher by name? Now that's old school. And I'm getting hungry. All right, guys, time to shop for lunch. I don't know what y'all want. How many corny dogs can y'all eat?
I don't know.
Get a little Salisbury steak here,
Chet.
I think.
Chet.
Ooh, enchilada platter.
Chet.
This will be pretty good, yeah.
They make their own food right here in the back.
All right. I got distracted grocery shopping. Oh, lucky for y'all, I'm not cooking for lunch. Oh yeah, forgot to mention that. But one of the best reasons to visit Parker's, the hot lunch counter. This is cook Joe Rowland.
We've got some homemade soups. I make all the stocks in-house. Today we've got chicken noodle.
You make your own stock?
Well, we've got a butcher, so I get bones.
Yeah, you got
I
plenty
get
of
bones, I roast them, and I make great stock with it.
I love it.
And then I make chili. Just a good standard issue Texas red. Because of demand from the locals, there are some beans in there. It's very sparse.
I thought this was Texas. What are the locals doing requesting beans?
I don't know, I just want to make them happy, so I make it how they like it.
I get it. Specials rotate daily, but the best menu staple, the house ground cheeseburgers.
And then we smash them on the griddle with some butter, season them, and make cheeseburgers, bacon burgers, you name it, man. They are dynamite.
That's exactly what I need, man. Yeah, let's do some chili cheese fries on the side.
Oh man, you're gonna take a nap after this.
You never seen me eat. 13 years, I know what it's like to push through a food coma. All right, this is my kind of grocery shopping right here. Woo! Classic Texas cheeseburger. I mean, it doesn't get more old-fashioned than this. They grind the patties in-house, smash them. Woo. Oh, man. There's just something about a classic Texas cheeseburger. I mean, it's the way the cheese melts into the grease of the burger. You're getting the tang of the mustard. You're getting the sourness of the pickles. And of course, the classic burger companion, fries, which only get more delicious with chili and cheese on top of them. Oh, they're so good. That's a meal in itself right here. Man, I am gonna take a nap after this, so that's okay. And one thing I also love is for like 100 years, this little grocery store and market has been serving this community. That just makes the food taste all the better right there. It's a taste of history. It's a taste of Texas, sandwiched between two buttered buns. All right, so we visited the old school spot. And while we're downtown, well, it's time to visit a bit of the new school, as there are plenty of new businesses opening up in these old buildings. One of which was determined to bring delicious craft beer to downtown Liberty Hill, as the saying goes, come hell or high water. This is owner Brian Holmes, who with his son Harrison and his wife Paula are keeping Liberty Hill well hydrated.
Can I get your beer while we're
Yes, you can indeed.
So we got a pecan porter. It's on nitro. It's barrel aged in a Garrison Brothers barrel.
Ooh, and nitro, so it's got that like cascade of bubbles. That's a pretty beer right there. Ooh, that's good. Brian's been a home brewer for 30 years, and after saving up and discovering downtown Liberty Hill, well, he knew this was the right spot for a new endeavor.
The building is fabulous. When we saw it, we thought that building was screaming to be a brewery.
Yeah. Well, you talk about a game changer for downtown. I mean, you drove down here at night. There wasn't anything open and there was definitely nothing to do.
Right, yeah.
So how do you think this has changed the vibe of downtown Liberty Hill?
Very much for the better. It's all about the community here.
Yeah.
The community's been incredibly supportive.
It's given Liberty Hill a historic gathering place. Incredible food, kid-friendly, dog-friendly, and for folks who enjoy craft beer, a place to get a really great pint.
It's a black IPA.
A black IPA.
It's an interesting taste. A lot of people that don't like dark beer like this beer.
I gotta say, that's super unique. I really like it.
Yeah, not many people make it.
Some of the beers are rare, but Brian and Harrison's approach is very traditional. I mean, you definitely won't find any of those cotton candy IPAs or gummy bear stouts in here.
You see breweries out there doing some really weird things with beer. That's okay, and it's interesting. But if I'm going to make a British beer, I want the ingredients to come from that area. If we're making a German beer, let's bring the ingredients in from Germany, and so on and so forth. So we try to stay true to the style.
I think there's something to a beer that's started hundreds of years ago and it's still here today. There's something to that. People like it.
I gotta pass some of these around. John, have that one. Enjoy. Wait, I guess Todd's calling this one.
Most breweries make a Kolsch. It's easy. It's one of the first beers I ever made as a home brewer.
And I'm seeing it's called Float the River.
Float the River.
That's a good tubing beer right there.
All right, Daniel, this one's for you, my friend.
You know me so well.
I do indeed.
It's all been fun. Liberty Hill's been fantastic.
Love it.
It was, I think we got really lucky. I think it was good for everybody when we found this place.
All right, guys, we have some beers left to drink. Let's go find somewhere to sit. Well, what's a day trip without at least a little time to relax with your amigos?
And I like seeing all these state championship signs, these little cities. Look at that, Spelling 2005.
Isn't that awesome?
That's cool. That
you
actually
know who
is
that
cool.
was? That's Chelsea.
What?
The manager
Our
of the store
Chelsea.
works. Yes, our Chelsea.
Come
she
on.
Won. You want to call
There's
her?
no way. Yeah, call her. Call her.
Hey, Chip.
Hey, what's up, Chelsea? So we're filming the Liberty Hill episode, and we know you're Liberty Hill local, at least in your heyday, when you were Spelling Bee state champion.
Yes.
Hey, I have a question.
Okay.
How do you spell quesadilla?
I don't know, because that's not a word.
Oh, okay,
Wow.
okay. Now you know she's really a speller.
Yeah.
Quesadilla.
She still got it. She still got
She's
it.
the one.
What's really hard?
Superfluous.
Superfluous!
Y'all are terrible at pronunciation. Superfluous.
Oh.
Superfluous.
Whoa.
Is that right? I can't even double check her.
And the judges say?
The judges say yes.
Thank you. I appreciate
You
that.
still got it. All right, awesome.
Bye.
Bye, Chelsea.
I thought it was
Told you.
superfluous.
I've always thought it
What
was
did she say it was?
Superfluous.
Fraud. I can see a fraud. I can smell a fraud from a mile away.
Well, she is the one with the state championship, not us.
We now interrupt this programming to remind you to like and subscribe. Now back to the road.
Liberty Hill is a talented city for sure, in lots of areas, including the arts. Now, you know, nowadays it's pretty common to find sculpture parks in small towns. But 45 years ago, that wasn't the case, except in Liberty Hill, where you could find sculptures of worldwide renown.
So this is the Liberty Hill International Sculpture Park. You may look at it and think, yeah, that's kind of weird. But how it got here is actually pretty cool. So in the 1970s, there was a symposium in Liberty Hill. Sculptors came from all over the world. Germany, Italy, Japan. They lived and worked in Liberty Hill, and using local materials, they were able to create all these sculptures, which they left to the city as a gift.
Pretty big gift, although I'm not sure they could ship these back across the pond anyway.
All right, so this one was made by a sculptor from Japan. It's called Gateway to Encounter. I wonder what we'll encounter on the other side. I feel like I was just here. Oh, yeah, what are we looking at? It is very bright. Maybe it's broken. Oh yeah, it's not plugged in.
Art is a funny thing. What separates the priceless and profound from the junky and juvenile? It's hard to say. But we're gonna visit an artist just outside of town whose art is both junky and juvenile on purpose, but it might also be brilliant. Time to trip into the mind of Terry Toons.
Artist of junk, toys. Look at this. This is a giant longhorn made out of Barbie doll parts, tiny pistols, and what looks like old McDonald's Happy Meal toys. Can't decide. It's somewhere between disturbing and beautiful. Although I do find this one very appealing. No laughs at all? Ah, tough crowd.
You can tell Terry is a kid at heart, but with a rock and roll spirit. Here's the man himself, Terry Toons Parks.
I feel like you rated all my 1980s Happy Meals, man. And
Somebody
this-
was saying some of the toys are worth some money, but I mean, it's just
Yeah, I bet they
it's just
are.
bits and pieces to us. And this one has some toys missing, because when it was at the library, some kids stole the toys.
Okay.
As we got them back, but they give us back more toys than were stolen.
Oh no.
So we were giving some of the kids' own toys.
That's a good lesson. Don't steal toys, because you gotta
Crime
get
does not pay.
Exactly.
At least in Toyland.
Exactly.
You mess with toys out here, you go to duck jail. And there's no quacking out of there.
So you actually want these to weather out here?
All the different plastics turn to the different colors and the different shades. And some of these have been out here for 10 years.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well, you know, I never really even thought of it as art until everybody started coming out and noticing it and you know, saying, all right, I love your stuff. And I just did it because I got sick and they said I didn't have very long to live.
Wow.
And
So that's the way you wanted to spend your last days, just creating stuff?
well, it beats sitting around waiting.
That's the truth.
Anyone who creates knows that art is therapy. And for Terry, it was a special kind of medicine, as was the music that inspired it.
Tribute to the 13th floor elevators. Rocky has a song called Song to Abe Lincoln. And we found a ceramic Abe Lincoln head.
Austin's own 13th floor elevators basically started the psychedelic music of the 60s, and the lyrics live on in Terry's head.
The eyeball in.
For sure.
And here you got Bull of the Woods, one of their albums.
Oh,
And,
man.
when he came out on stage at the Rolls, he was dressed like had the cape and goes, children of the night, what music we make.
Man, I guess I would assume, Terry, that you just sort of started tying a bunch of random stuff together, but you created little vignettes. I'd love to just take a glimpse into your mind, Terry.
When Elevators was on a second-rate little TV show out of Houston in the 60s, and the guy goes, well, who's the head of the band? And Stacy goes, we're all heads, man. That was a term for hippies. And so I started hanging the heads up, and everybody started commenting on them. And
Terry works with his brother Scott here in the workshop. And every week they get a box of unwanted toys from the local mission donation site. With them, they've built tributes to Frank Zappa, Willie Nelson, Stevie Ray, and so many others. But not all of Terry's art is left outside to the elements. Some of it goes into his gallery shed for sale.
Army men and tanks and shotgun shells. Well, yeah, look, it's a peace symbol made out of war toys. I like it. American flag. Oh, look at the way the light hits them through there. They all kind of light up and glow. You know, I came in here saying, man, I wish I could get a glimpse into Terry's head, into what he's thinking. But you walk around here and you realize, I am getting a glimpse into Terry's head. This is what's inside his head. It's amazing. You don't worry, these things are coming to life at night, plotting to kill you for doing this to them.
oh God, no. Now you can get me to thinking.
We see everything. But truthfully, I bet the toys like their new gig, living on in art form for kids of all ages. In your memory, what's the weirdest art we've seen on the show?
Marfa was pretty weird.
Marfa was weird. Staring at concrete boxes in the middle of a field.
Cathedral of Junk.
Cathedral of Junk.
Junk.
South Austin, very good. Fort Worth Modern Museum of Art is, that'll blow your mind, man.
Yeah.
A hippie in Liberty Hill.
A hippie that's been run out of Austin because he was too weird for Austin.
Just remember the baby heads.
Yeah.
That freaked me out. I'm gonna have nightmares.
No better way to clear one's mind than to run to the hills and spend some time outdoors. And out here, well, there's a spot that all trippers should visit. It's not a state park, county park, or even city park. It's something different.
All right, so this is the Balcones Canyonlands. It's a national wildlife refuge, which means it's overseen by U.S. Fish and Wildlife. But it is massive. Covers something like 40 square miles, stretching all the way from here in Liberty Hill clear down to Lake Travis. Few folks even know it's here, but once you get out in it, you realize this is some of the most beautiful land in the entire hill country.
One of the main reasons folks visit is to go birding and to have the chance at seeing one of two very endangered species.
The golden-cheeked warbler, which is what my mama called me when I was little, and the black-capped vireo. Daniel, there's one over there!
What?
I'm just
Where?
kidding. I'm kidding. I'm joking.
Shit.
I've never actually seen one of those. But you know, I'm not really one to just sit around and observe. So let's go hiking.
To do that, we're gonna head a little further down the road to Dostgan Ranch, the northern unit of the Canyonlands.
Between them all, there's something like 10 miles of trails. So if you want to get lost, it's a really good place to do that.
This whole area used to be a historic ranch.
Hey, you kids, get off my lawn!
And it's clear why they were so adamant on preserving it.
Look at this creek. Man, it's like crystal clear. And I broke one of my day tripper rules. Always bring a swimsuit. Dadgum.
It's amazing to have an area so big, so close to the city, and one that truly epitomizes the things we love about the hill country.
Oh, this is awesome. You know, I love finding hikes that are close that you actually have to work for. Views that pay off, like this one. You step up here and you realize, yeah, this is why this land is worth protecting. Because if they didn't, I guarantee you there'd be a housing development on every single one of those hills. Oh, that's good stuff right there.
It's times like this that I'm more than thankful to live in Texas. And not only is outdoor time good for clearing your mind, it's also really good for working up an appetite. Because you can't make a trip to Liberty Hill without a stop at Dahlia Cafe. Dahlia's is country cooking heaven with an indoor-outdoor vibe that everyone in the family can get behind. It was opened by the Johnstons 15 years ago, and it's been filling bellies ever since. This is Debbie Johnston and her son Brian, who's been working beside her since day one.
Woo! All right, what do we have in front of us here?
That's our loaded queso fries. We've got queso, bacon, green onions, and our homemade green chili ranch dressing.
Oh my gosh,
Really
queso
good.
and ranch dressing?
Really, really good.
I don't know if y'all are going in. I might end up eating this whole plate. So what is it that's been the secret sauce for Dahlia's success? I mean, you come out here on a Friday, Saturday night, this place is packed.
I think good food and good service and a family atmosphere.
Put down those phones and have conversation like families used to do.
I've got people that come in. My kids picked where they wanted to go tonight. I don't know if the playground had anything to do with that.
I love the mac and cheese is all that.
The mac and cheese is.
Oh, mac and cheese helps.
But
Tractor
I mean,
tires and mac and cheese is all kids need.
Yeah.
I guarantee you that all the world needs is somewhere on this menu.
My meatloaf, my mother-in-law gave me that recipe when I got married. Her mother-in-law gave it to her when she got married. So I have mother-in-law's meatloaf.
How much ground beef do we go for meatloaf in a week?
120 pounds a week of meatloaf. 500 chicken fried steaks a week. About 500 burgers a week. About 60 gallons of gravy a week.
Oh.
You gotta have jalapeno gravy on it.
Yeah, jalapeno gravy. Here.
And pie. I'm kind of a sweet person.
Okay.
I made all the pies when we first opened until it got to where I couldn't keep up anymore.
Last year, they made 1,700 pies for the Thanksgiving rush. So yeah, save room after dinner.
So y'all want this to feel like stepping into y'all's home.
That's
awesome.
That's our motto. Thanks for letting our family serve your family. Because that's my whole family works here.
It is. That's what I've encountered here. When you sit out and the band's going and the kids are playing and the sun is setting, it's kind of got a pretty magical vibe to it.
Easy going.
Y'all know I love the entire country cooking food pyramid, but tonight, I'm feeling nostalgic.
This right here is what Southern comfort looks like. Shrimp and grits. Got a side salad with some of their homemade jalapeno green chili ranch. Oh yeah, see that? I don't have to look. It's a really hard call when you go to a home cooking restaurant that does everything so well. Woo, that's delicious. Growing up in my house, cheese grits were a staple. I mean, we ate cheese grits all the time. And then, you know, being down in Port Arthur, Texas, we had shrimp and Dewey sausage. So this is like a mashup of all the flavors of my youth. They get you in the soul. They hit you right in the soul. Shrimp and grits is also a really good excuse to eat essentially an entire bowl of heavy cream and cheese. And I'm here for it, folks.
Is that kind of thing normally frowned upon?
In some settings, if you filled up an entire bowl full of heavy cream and cheese, people might be like, it's not the healthiest choice. Sprinkle a couple shrimp in it, bam, it becomes shrimp and grits. That's all you need. I mean, look around. It's just an incredible place. The kids are all playing over there. Families are sitting together over here. Everybody's just kind of fellowshipping around some really incredible food. I mean, this is what the table was supposed to do. It's supposed to bring us all together. And Dahlia's is nailing it.
When the big city moves in, you gotta double down on the things that make a small town so great, like hospitality, country service, and of course, mom and pop home cooking. And there's no need to urbanize. Keep being yourself, even if that means gluing Barbie dolls to fences. Stand up for your country-style liberty. And that, my friends, is a hill I'm willing to die on.
All right, so no trip to the hill would be complete without an Appalachian hillbilly for dessert. Look at this thing. So it's essentially a blondie brownie covered in caramelized apples, vanilla ice cream, salted caramel drizzle, and then you thought cherries were good on top of brownies? How about bacon? Oh my gosh. Oh my friends, life is very good on the road, especially in Liberty Hill. So I will see all y'all out on the road. Vaya con Dios, amigos. Holy moly, this is delicious.
Can we wrap now? Cause
No.
the crew wants some.
I'm gonna have a lot of thoughts on this for the next hour.
Well, then you're gonna be eating by yourself.
Howdy, y'all. Follow along with my adventures at Chet Tripper on Instagram and at The Day Tripper TV on Facebook and YouTube. or head to thedaytripper.com for travel guides, past episodes, and info on our mobile app and Team Day Tripper.
This episode was made for y'all with the help of our awesome partners. Check the caption for more info. Howdy y'all, Chet the Day Tripper here. Thanks so much for tripping with us. Remember, while you're here, like this video, subscribe to our channel so that we can stay out there on the road and keep on tripping. Did we miss anything in this town? Leave us a comment, let us know. We love finding out about new stops with all of your tips. And if you love Epic Texas Day Trips, remember to check our channel. We got a lot of them on there. Also, don't forget, if you want some sweet Day Tripper merch or another cool Texas-made product, come see us in Georgetown at the Day Tripper World Headquarters. You can also shop online if you check the link down there in the caption. All right, y'all. Bye con Dios, amigos.